Hey, my name is David Maldo, and welcome to the Let's Do Video podcast. Today we're going to talk about another example of the flexibility of today's business video, how people are making big money by streaming eSports. I was recently watching an interview of Bracken Darrell, CEO of Logitech, on the show Mad Money, and he said something that I thought was very interesting.
All right, now I wonder. You got to explain to me about something. This is one of the most exciting things. I learn something every day from the show. League of Legends is the top-grossing video game in the world. Now I had Take-Two, I had Strauss Zelnick on last night. Yeah. Take-Two Interactive, amazing. What the heck is this League of Legends, and how do I get involved?
League of Legends is an incredible franchise. It was started a few years ago. It's the biggest PC game there is. You've got such a phenomenon now. I know you talk about it in your show once in a while. We make the equipment that people use in PC gaming. So if Nike makes cleats and basketballs, we make mice and keyboards and headsets. And so we're right in the middle of the action here. It's a super cool sport. It's on fire. We develop our products with eSports gamers, and we love it. Absolutely love it.
Did you hear that? He said that Logitech is to eSports what Nike is to the NBA. So what exactly did he mean by that? How is a visual collaboration company, a company in our industry, anything like Nike in Major League Sports? Now, before we dig into this, I just want to tell a little side story. The guitar riff that I opened this up with, I picked it for a reason. There's a story behind it that kind of relates to what I'm talking about. That riff is from a song called Money for Nothing. And the story is that back in the 80s, legendary guitarist and frontman from Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler, was in an appliance store. And in the back of the appliance store was an array of TVs. And they were all tuned to MTV. And this was when MTV used to actually play music videos. And it was some big hair band from the 80s, Motley Crue or Van Halen in their spandex, and they're all dancing around. And two guys who worked at the appliance store were commenting on it. Mark thought that what they were saying was so funny that he wrote it down and made it into the lyrics of the song. Basically, they were dismissing the hard work that it takes into being a rock star. I mean, they call it playing guitar, they don't call it working guitar, and just kind of complaining about how hard they have to work in comparison. They're making comments like the little dude on TV with his earring and his makeup, he's a millionaire, and that's money for nothing, that's not working. Meanwhile, we got to move these TVs and these refrigerators, we have to do real work. But the reality is, it's not that easy to be a rock star. Similarly, it's not that easy to become rich streaming yourself playing eSports. So let's take a look at what's involved. So let's jump over to Twitch TV, where a lot of people are streaming electronic sports today. So when you go into Twitch, you can see this list of all the games that are being played. And as you can see, there are a lot of games that people are streaming right now. And the most popular one, as Bracken said, is League of Legends. Right now there are 300,000 people viewing. So the next thing you would do is click on League of Legends to see all the people who are streaming. And again, lots of individual people all streaming themselves playing this game. It just keeps going and going and going. Now, right now, there's 131,000 people watching a championship series. So this is a live broadcast of a championship series. It's happening in an arena. There are people in attendance watching it live. And there are streamers, broadcasters.
A little bit easier as Kate's going to try and chase down Outtake. Landed in. There's the follow-up ulti. Kate doesn't get in there in time. Outtake able to flash out from under the...
They sound just like sports broadcasters. I mean, it is a sport. You could see little thumbnails of the people who are playing, and the scores are on the bottom and everything else you need to know. And it's interactive. And the right here, you see the 156,000 people that are watching this live now are chatting. This is big sports. You could see why Logitech would be interested in sponsoring this. And there's also individual streamers. This is one of my favorite streamers. His name is Michael Santana, and of course all streamers have a nickname. He is I Am a Cutie Pie. And this is what it looks like when he streams. I have the volume, I'll turn the volume off right now, but you could see him in the corner there. People are chatting to him. In this stream he had 4,000 people watching him, and he's playing. And he's very popular. He gets a lot of people to watch him because he's interactive, he's funny, he's just a likable guy. He's also amazing. Right now he is one of the top 10 players in North America out of the millions and millions of people who are playing this right now. But where it gets interesting is in their profiles. This is another player, Medios, who I'm a fan of. He's not streaming right now, but if you scroll down, you can see he has some information about himself. He's on a team called Cloud9, which is sponsored by Logitech. And this is interesting. Logitech gear that I use. He's listing his gear. Now, just like if you're a fan of LeBron James, you might want to use the same sneakers that he's using. If you're a fan of Meteos, you might want to use the same mouse that he's using. And you could see he has Intel, he has Axe, he has all of these sponsors. He's making money by streaming. He's making money from the sponsors, and he's making money because people donate as they watch him. I didn't mention before, but I'm a Cutie Pie is estimated to be making $2 million a year right now. He was on a team, on one of the professional teams that are playing, but he retired so that he could stream full-time because he was making more money that way and having more fun. $2 million a year. Money for nothing, right? So let's take a look at another channel here. This is Dyrus. Dyrus is incredibly popular. Over 182 million views of his streams. And he also is retired from professional gaming and just streaming full-time now. And you can see he has Mountain Dew sponsoring him. He has an advertisement for a Star Wars game. One more, Wild Turtle. He's very famous in League of Legends. Great, great player. He's still playing pro. Also sponsored by Logitech, sponsored by Axe, sponsored by Geico. And again, if you're a fan of his, if you want to play as well as he plays, you might scroll down and look at this and want to buy the same stuff that he uses. So clearly it's not money for nothing. Just like traditional athletes, these guys are incredibly talented and work really hard. They practice for at least 10 hours a day. And for the streamers, they can't just be good at the game, they have to be entertaining. There's a lot involved there. But what do we care about? What I find interesting is none of this existed a few years ago, and now it's huge. That's how fast business video is moving. So pay attention out there, see what's happening with business video, and be creative. Maybe you'll come up with the next Twitch TV. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And if you did, you could find more at letsdovideo.com.